talk about wrestling from today in the past. Jonny and Harmon are the main event podcast. It's gonna be live.
And we're live. Welcome, Jonny. How you doing?
Oh my God, I love that you are bringing me in on this. That's great.
Well, this is the first time I'm in control here. I can mute you down as fast as I want.
Yeah, definitely. Technical difficulties on my end, allegedly. So
I don't think it's your end. I think it's a Google thing. I think it's a Hangouts problem.
Yeah, probably. Fucking Google Hangouts, man. We gotta get our shit together. So
Don't they know this is how we make our bacon? Come on.
Yeah, we gotta make a change here. We gotta do something. So, any recommendations out there, folks? Let us know. But yeah, Harmon is at the
yeah. They're gonna be like, yeah, use Skype.
Yeah, I know. I've had mixed results with Skype before too. So, but anyway, yeah, you're behind the helm. You're behind the board. So you control it all tonight, my man. What are we doing tonight? We're talking a little.
We're gonna talk a little month in review. So this is our first month in review of season 2. We've got Limitless Wrestling. I went down to Wrestling Has a Tomorrow, the W.H.A.T Wrestling down in Providence, Rhode Island. I didn't go to anything else. Did you go to anything else? You didn't go to anything else, did you?
I didn't go to anything else. I basically went to Limitless, and that was about it. But I'm very interested in hearing about your W.H.A.T experience, because it looked like a hell of a show, and it looked really cool. So
I couldn't watch all the matches because, I was busy selling merch.
That's right.
I was slinging that Strong Style brand merch.
You were. So we do have a guest tonight. We do have another guy in the booth here with us. We've kind of we've been in talks with him for a while, getting him on here, finding a spot for him. We finally did. We finally actually met him in person. Kind of just been this weird internet stalkery people.
Lies. This man is still a stranger to me.
Oh, that's true. Well, I met him the other night at the Limitless show. Very cool guy. Trains at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. And just a big wrestling guy, big wrestling fan. Let's bring him in. Dalton Hemingway. What's up, brother?
Hi, guys. It is a pleasure to be in the booth with you. This is exciting.
I know, the magical booth.
Man, I've always wanted to work a 3-man booth. This is exciting.
Yeah, man.
It's a tighter fit than I would have thought.
I mean, come on. I'm trying to squeeze in here a little bit, all right?
Talking about me.
Yes, yeah.
Harmon, you're fine. You're like a jungle cat.
Jungle cat. Yes, I love
Put me
that.
in a phone booth, all of a sudden I'm square. So,
So Dalton, what's
yes, sir.
Man? You doing some training down at the academy, and
I am. It's been a long love affair with the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. I started way back in the day, probably 9 years ago, and kind of fell in and out of it back when a little lady you might know by the name of Sasha Banks was around back then. And I got to...
I've heard her name once or twice.
Yeah, you might have. She's kind of an upstart in the New England area. But I started back then and did some training with her back when she was Mercedes, and finally getting back after it. And I don't know, just wanting to be involved in wrestling again, and seeing everybody that's come out of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. It's been a real kick in the ass, I mean, especially Ciampa, Dijak, Hansen over the past few years getting signed and everything coming straight out of there.
Off and on for 9 years. Like when you show up, is Brian like, hey, your mom must have given you money for your birthday?
Dude, Brian knows. He was giving me shit the last time I was up there. He's like, you would have been on fucking shows already, man. He remembers. He actually in the old filing cabinet that Kowalski had back in the day, he was finally cleaning out of some of the stuff, and he found a Polaroid that he took on my first fantasy camp ever, my one-day fantasy camp back 10 years ago. And it's a little 17-year-old Dalton with stars in his eyes, looking young and nubile, and the innocence was still pulsing through my veins. And I look in the mirror now, and I'm a grizzled old bastard. And taking another crack at it. I'm on the right side of 30, so I'm trying to get involved, man. And these Limitless shows have been a breath of fresh air.
For sure, man. They're
oh my god, they've been amazing.
Right, they're all the rage.
What was your first one?
My first one that I went to was, I believe it was Hysteria, where they had Ricochet.
Ricochet, yeah.
Yes, they had Ricochet. And then I went to the one right after that where they booked Cody Rhodes, and that one was fantastic. And
nice.
It was a good shot in the arm. It's nice to see great indie wrestling in like 40 minutes from my house. It's great.
Cody Rhodes one was before Hysteria. Cody Rhodes was the second time they ran it in Westbrook.
Okay, yeah. It was those two. Those two were the two first shows. Yeah, they were great.
Very nice. Yeah, man, they're killing it. So
I love it.
Yeah, man. And then we saw you. Well, I saw you the other night.
Yes, cool. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise.
I was probably going over to have a beer and eat pizza with the Back Row Mafia when you were saying hi.
I spotted you kind of walking around like just out of the corner of my eye. That's why I'm saying you're like a jungle cat, man. You're big, muscular, but you're sneaky as hell, and I couldn't catch you for a second that night.
400-pound ninja.
Harmon has never been that muscular.
Absolutely believe it. I mean, the ninja part, not the muscular part. You're looking good, babe. You're looking fit.
Nice. So let's see. Before we dive into some reviews here from of Limitless, World is Ours, and we get some stories from Harmon about what wrestling. Let's dive into some quick plugs real quick. You guys can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Main Event Pod. We are on Podbean and iTunes. We have a hotline. You guys can give us a call. You can leave us a text message if you'd like. That number is 929-260-3099. And we have a Teespring store. It is pinned at the top of our accounts. Just go there, buy a shirt. We've got a cool design. We'd like to get a new one up, but we don't have one up yet. So just buy a shirt, buy a hoodie. Great prices over there. Support the show. And let's see, we've got strongstylebrand.com/main event pod. Strong Style Brand, the indie wrestling inspired clothing. You guys enter code main event pod at checkout. You'll get 10% off. They've got some sick ass designs over there. So, God, everybody at the Limitless show the other night was wearing friggin' Strong Style Brand. It's pretty awesome.
Everybody down at What was also.
Yeah, even closer to like their home base down there. So
you've never been nervous like having Dan Moff ask you where his shirt is that he ordered 2 months ago.
Oh Jesus! Oh really? It was like that. Yeah, that long.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, that's funny. I thought when you told me that he like just bought it like right then and there.
No. Like he had ordered it like before Christmas, and he was asking me where it was, and I'm like, I'm just here today.
Yeah, and you're like, that's not my problem, pal. And that's about it, man. That's the plugs. Two quick plugs, and let's get back into it. So, Harmon, tell me about what happened down there. What would you say?
It was at Fett Music Hall, which is a really cool venue. They kind of have like a balcony that everybody can stand at, and they got a bar like underneath the balcony. It was pretty cool. They had
the venue looked nice.
Yeah. I can't remember everything. There was like a 6-man tag to like start the show, and like the winner got to choose who they fought at the next pay-per-view, and Teddy Hart came out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and interjected himself into the match. I guess it was a five-man match, and he made it 6.
Oh, okay, like a scramble or something.
Yeah, scramble.
Yeah, nice.
And
cool.
And he won, obviously.
Very cool.
I'm trying to think what else happened.
Did he challenge anybody yet, or no?
No, not yet. Nope, there was like a. Not a hardcore match, but like a very strong match between Dan Moff and Matt Tremont. That was pretty awesome.
Oof, Jesus.
Yeah. And then like the main event was JT Dunn versus
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, that's right. I told you my match is shit.
Ooh,
Plus, I had to sell a lot of What t-shirts while I was there too, because the person who was selling the What t-shirts had to leave to go attend to a wrestler that got injured.
Oh no.
AR Fox took a bad bump and hurt his shoulder a little bit. He'll be all right. He's already back into it.
Yeah.
And of course, it was AR Fox and Ace. They had a great match. They beat each other all up, and
of course, they never put on a bad match. That's like one of my favorite, just like indie rivalries. I think it's fantastic. I at some point want to just do like I just want to talk about those two guys like for an entire episode, like the rivalry that they've had.
Ooh.
So,
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
like
that'd be
so
rad.
I'm remembering slowly a couple other matches, like Ethan Page versus Mr. Grimm.
Oof.
Simon Grimm.
Oh, Simon Grimm, not
Simon
Mr.
Grimm. Yeah,
Simon Grimm, not
Vastly different fellows.
Yes.
Very different guys. Yes, yeah,
Pretty much the opposites.
Way different mustaches.
Yes, for sure. Cool, man. It sounds like you had a hell of a time, and man, I gotta get down to Providence again somewhere.
It's such a weird town too. I think sometimes because it is super hip.
Yes, full of hipsters. Yes,
right.
But in the best possible way. I know. I gotta get down there for either like the what shows or like the live prov shows are always good. Like
I thought Sully Banger was there too. Sully Banger wrestled.
Oh, Sully was there. Cool. Sully's the fucking man. I love Sully.
Christian Casanova was there. They had a championship match. It was a bunch of guys from AR Fox's school. They were all pretty good.
Nice.
Small, but very, very good.
Yeah. Very cool.
I wish I had a better memory or wrote stuff down because I cannot remember. I remember like 6 hours of driving. That's all I remember.
Oh, I know, right? Jeez, it is a haul. It is a haul for us. That's kind of why I don't go down as much, just because it's such a drive. But it'd be very cool to make more trips down there if I had more time.
I wish my car had cruise control, so I could stretch the old leg every once in a while.
Yeah, or just like a self-driving car, or just wake up and you're there.
Yeah. So anybody that wants to give me a Tesla, that'd be cool.
Yeah, just hand one over. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I don't have anywhere to charge it, so I mean,
yeah.
Plug it into the neighbor's house.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about a show that we all were at. Limitless Wrestling. The World Is Ours. It was on Friday. It was on the 19th there at the Westbrook Armory, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh my god, so really good. Great.
Yeah. I mean, going into it, there was high expectations anyway, just because the roster looked incredible. Like it had like the who's who of indie wrestling on there. So let's just I actually, you guys can probably talk about it because I missed the YouTube exclusive match. I was running late and I just couldn't make it in time. But so tell me a little bit about that. I know classic Calvin Strange was in there, and then who else was in that match?
Xavier Bell was his partner. And then
Nice.
the other team was Smart Mark Sterling and help me out, Dalton.
Oh, jeez. I just wrote down the winners for this, which was Strange and Bell.
I know.
Well, you ruined it. No.
Well,
Unbelievable. Whoever that is, we apologize. This is terrible.
They lost, damn it.
Good. He did good things, stuff.
It was good. That match started as I was in line. So by the time I was like getting my ticket ripped or my hand stamped or whatever, it was pretty much wrapping up. So I really only caught the finish.
Yeah. And Harmon, you were just too busy to pay attention.
I don't even feel bad. No, I do. I feel terrible. Dude, the place was packed. I was trying to get in there.
Yeah, I know. I just got such a late start heading down, and I walked in, and I literally walked in. I sat down as the Darby Allin Jeff Cobb match was starting. Like
Oof.
we literally my wife came with me, which is very strange. She was at a wrestling show. She came with me. We walked in. We saw Josh Briggs. He gave me a hug. We said hello for like 2 seconds, and then that match was about to start. And I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" All right, so we went and sat down, and the match started. So, Darby Allin versus Jeff Cobb, I thought was really good. It was a good way to kind of kick off the show. After like the YouTube exclusive match, like the pre-show match. But I thought it was very good. What did you guys think of this match? Dalton, what'd you think?
I loved the match. I loved Darby Allin and Jeff Cobb. Mark Sterling teamed with Jackson Stone. In a losing effort against Xavier Bell and Kalvin Strange. And I know it's easy to kind of shoulder shrug the dark match or the YouTube exclusive match, but I kind of chit-chatted with Kalvin Strange a little bit afterwards, and he was a hell of a nice guy. And I think he has a good look, and I think he's gonna do just fine. And same thing with Xavier Bell. I think people shoulder shrug Xavier Bell a little bit because he's a guy usually reading the raffle tickets or whatever. But I think that boy's got fire, and I like him. He's my dark horse. He's gonna do good things in Limitless this year, I think.
I like Xavier Bell a lot too, man. I was bummed that he hadn't been on like the last like 2 shows, I think it was.
Yeah, I saw that. But
yeah, he's been like a Limitless like staple like this whole time. Yeah. So yeah, he's very good. I love Xavier Bell.
But oh no, keep going, bud.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I like Kalvin Strange a lot too. Just he's a good guy. I mean,
is just the nicest guy. He's a good guy.
He witnessed one time a woman yell at me for not or for doing something like she really needed like these front row seats, and there were no front row seats available anymore. And she had like front row seat tickets, and then all I asked was like, "Hey, can I just put my stuff here?" Like, and it was like a 3rd row seat, and she fucking yelled at me. And he was like, "Wow, you handled that really well." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to do." Like, she just yelled at me for no reason at all.
God, what a nice guy, man.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a good guy.
Good. Darby Allin, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, bring it. What'd you think?
I see. This is kind of my bread and butter because I love scrappy, roughneck underdogs, just like spitting in the face of insurmountable odds. And I had never seen Darby Allin before. I had heard the name, but I'd heard of Jeff Cobb because I'm a fan of New Japan, and he was just in the World Tag League with Michael Elgin and that whole situation. But I thought Darby Allin was hella impressive. He was he just kept going, and he just kept it in overdrive pretty much the entire match. Like some of the suplexes he took from Jeff Cobb were pretty gnarly too.
Yeah, he's
Cobb's a big guy. He's about as wide as he is tall.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'd never seen him in person before. I mean, like I'd obviously seen him. I'd seen him wrestle before, and he's on Lucha. Or he was on Lucha for a stint. And yeah, like seeing him in person was like, wow, holy shit, like this guy is massive. Yeah, and I like those kind of matchups too, like the David versus Goliath kind of matchups. It was very cool. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, Darby Allin's the real deal, man. I think I think he's gonna do some cool things in Limitless this year. And obviously he spoiler alert, he comes out later in the night and kind of gets in MJF's face. That'll be a cool matchup for some time down the road. But I can't quite remember the order of really the rest of the matches. So
I got the whole lineup. I got the whole lineup stretched out here.
Oh, you did? Okay. What was the next match then?
Next we had the triple threat, where the winner wins the opportunity to choose their opponent at the next show. It was between Martin Stone, who is NXT's Danny Burch, versus David Starr, and versus someone who I'd never seen before, Fred Yehi. Am I saying that right?
Yehi?
Yehi? Yeah. He was pretty good. I liked it. This was kind of a PWG-ish 0 to 100 triple threat craziness, man. It was really a lot of technical stuff going on.
Darby and Fred, they both wrestled and evolved quite a bit.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Did you guys catch this? But Fred forgot to put his elbow pads on, and then
ran in.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he comes back out like with his pads, like putting them on. He's like, "Yeah, I forgot my pads.
I forgot my elbow pads." Yeah, it's just really funny.
No big deal. No big deal.
Because I was wondering where he was going, but. Yeah. This match was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was fast paced, man. Wow.
Yeah. I'm a big David Starr fan and a big Martin Stone fan, and this for me was a first time seeing Fred Yehi again, pronunciation of the name.
Yehi.
It'll work.
It'll work, right? Yeah, it was the first time seeing him. I had heard the name like a million times, but I'd never seen him live in person before. And super hella impressive from all three guys. Very good match.
He was part of Catch Point.
Oh,
Catch Point. I'm doing the hand signal right now. You can't see it. Doing the Catch Point hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very cool. I thought to see Martin Stone in person. He's kind of over here now, huh? Just like kind of doing the New England thing. Like this is very cool. I like that.
He was all finished with old England, and he came to New England and decided to conquer because he's an intimidating, scary looking fellow. He's like standing there. It looks like he's carved out of like walnut wood, and he's just like hard, and like his face is so hard. Like, man, that dude is impressive looking.
Yeah.
He looks like an old timey like English longshoreman or something. He'd like chew your face off as soon as he say hi to you.
Yeah.
Until you go up and say, hello, Martin. He's like, hello. Nice to meet you. It's like
such a dapper fellow.
Did you talk to him at all, Harmon? I didn't get a chance.
I did. Super nice guy.
Nice.
The nicest guy.
Very cool.
Who do we think he might choose as his opponent? Who's on the wish list for an opponent for Martin Stone?
Oh man,
who would you love? Who would you love to see? Like bucket list, anybody.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. Shit, dude.
That would be that. Yeah, that would be.
Bring him back.
I know. He and Chris Hero and stuff were at some of the old Orono shows, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the first one.
Shit, dude, that would be gnarly.
If I'm sticking with probably like I would probably stick with a Limitless regular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna probably say I'm trying to think of like what would make sense. I don't know, maybe like Anthony Greene. Maybe throw Anthony Greene in there because I think that
I was going to say that. Maybe smack him around a bit.
I was just about to say you want him to finally get a beating that he deserves.
Yeah, I mean I love AG. I love AG, but it's just he plays that character that like you want to see.
With the mustache and the jacket and the it's
his
smart,
new look.
man.
Ugh. His new look is gross.
It's greasy. Oh, we'll talk about him.
Yeah, so that's who I would pick because
that's
not
bad.
It looks like for the moment, he's kind of away from the other three guys that he has been feuding with. So I don't know if they're going to drop. I don't know if they're going to drop that or not, but I think that would be cool for Martin Stone to maybe beat up on AG for a little bit. So.
I'm going with Roman Reigns. I want to see Roman Reigns come in.
Yeah. I think Roman Reigns.
Martin Stone, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns going to get released for steroids on the WWE roster.
The way they're toting around the UK title, bring in Pete Dunne for fuck's sake.
Dude, can you imagine?
Like they're bringing him around to some of the British independents and stuff, facing Austin Aries and stuff. Like it would not be any weirder to bring him into Limitless.
Like,
how about Austin Aries, huh?
Right?
Austin Aries, yeah.
The way Impact
is just wrestled him.
The way that Impact's letting dudes kind of go out and do their own thing and not get all up on their shit about it, that might open opportunities for Limitless and other independent guys to use some of those Impact guys. Yeah, I mean it'd be cool.
AG just wrestled Austin Aries at XWA, I think, the day after Limitless.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so rad. Bring in Austin Aries, damn it.
It wasn't Austin Aries. It was JT Dunn wrestled Austin Aries. AG wrestled Matt Striker.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. They're getting some, some high profile superstars here. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Moving on. Who's next here?
Oh, I got it right here. It was a 6-man tag between the women wrestlers Alley Cat, Ashley Vox, and Kris Stadtlander versus the Maine State Posse.
Yeah.
In Harmon, trios action.
Harmon, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought Alley Cat kind of dominated the first part of it. She was in there way longer than anybody else.
What a treat she is just a damn treat.
She was good though. She was good. The Maine State Posse, they are just on a slide right now. Ever since Alexander Lee came back, they just cannot pull out a win.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, man.
I think you're starting to see some cracks form.
Oh man.
I mean, they talk about, loving the state of Maine and this is what they want, but Joey Eastman, I think, is starting to pick at the cracks.
Yeah, Eastman making another appearance, comes out after the match, and
the crowd was having none of him.
Oh my god! Yeah. But
that guy was just the nicest. Eastman. Yeah, Eastman's the nicest. I didn't get everybody's problem with him. Okay, he was so pleasant.
I am with you. I am a fan.
Right. Just wanted to talk.
There was no reason. He just wanted to talk to him. That's no big deal.
Yeah. So the thing is, he wants to issue a challenge, though, right? He wants to kind of split them up and do a singles challenge. So he's going to get somebody that we don't know who that somebody is yet, right? Correct.
I don't think.
To take on one of the Maine State Posse, and Danger Kid answered the challenge. Grab the mic and
begrudgingly almost.
Yeah,
it seemed a little salty.
Well, I would say it was much to the surprise of Aiden Angra. And yep.
Alexander Lee.
Alexander Lee, yeah. Brain fart there. That's getting edited out.
Rich Palladino.
Yes, Beyond Wrestling. and Alexander Lee. But man, I was really impressed with the ladies in this match. I thought Alley Cat was great. I really liked her shtick. Kris Stadtlander, who I'd never seen before, I was really impressed with. She had some great power moves, and her shtick is really cool too. And of course, our girl Ashley Vox killed it again. She's great, man. She's really smooth in the ring. She's fun. I think the crowd really gets behind her.
She had some new gear. She was looking real tight. She had some new gear made up. She's been hitting the gym.
Yeah, man, she's a beast. Yeah, she's awesome. She's really fun. So they took it to the boys, to the Maine State Posse. They pulled out the win. So Maine State Posse's got to get it together.
This match was really cool because I had brought for the World is Ours. I brought my dad, my sister, and her boyfriend to their first live wrestling show in 8 or 9 years, probably. And my sister was blown away that they were having kind of the intergender match, the trios. Yeah. And she was like, wait a minute, the girls are going to fight the guys? And I was like, yeah, it's awesome. And she could not get enough of who was Ashley Vox. She loved her. She couldn't get it. She was like, that chick is fucking awesome. And I was like, I know. So it's like, I'm finally getting to show people this kind of secret thing that like I know about. And this match just kind of blew her away. It was great. It was awesome to see someone see that for the first time. Because it's been a while. I'm jaded by all this stuff now. I'm like, yeah, there are dudes beating on women all the time in indie matches now. No big deal. So it was nice to see that. It was great.
Yeah, it's funny. I like when you get to like show somebody this and they just go, man, this is really cool. Like even if it's for one night, even if they're not like really into wrestling, but they just want to, they're open-minded about it and they just want something different, a different form of entertainment for the night, and then they can go on their way. I like when they are like, oh, this is really cool. I'm into this. So very, very cool, man. Let's see, where are we moving on to next?
All right, we got
Whiskey Dick.
Yes.
Troy Nelson and Justice against Brett Domino and DL Hurst, accompanied by All Good Anthony Greene. This match started out with Domino and DL Hurst giving the thumbs up like AG does, and Dick Justice took it the wrong way. He thought they had weapons, so he busted out the gun.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but I took a bullet. I mean,
did you?
I took a bullet in the corner.
Okay.
I hollered out, and then Alex from the back row calls out, "Harmon, are you okay?" And I'm like, "It's just a flesh wound. I'm gonna make it."
Oh my god, too funny. So Whiskey Dick is one of the only parts of this night that my wife enjoyed. she did not
really.
She didn't have the best time at the wrestling. She thought it was too violent and she didn't love it. And I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, well, it's just that we're like 3 feet from it. Like, it's the same thing you see on TV. It's just, there's not a screen in the way and you're not connected to it. So it feels more violent because you're there and you could actually get, landed on, but you're fine.
Yeah,
like everything's fine.
Troy's chest says that it was just as violent as it sounded.
Boy.
Yeah, he always just swells right up there. Like that one spot too. It just gets super purple right there from chops. But guys, are there any two gimmicks that are just better than Dick Justice and Troy Nelson right now? I mean, their gimmicks, I'm such a fan of both of their gimmicks. It's so good. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on
them? Who doesn't love guns and alcohol? I mean,
it's right. It's like a perfect
cops.
Cops. True.
Real cops.
Real cops. Not super cops.
I feel as though I've never met him. I've seen him at the shows, but I feel as though me and Troy Nelson are kindred spirits destined to cross paths one day, because I'm also a former bartender. So having those kind of two sides of my world come together in such a rad, hilarious gimmick as a drunk bartender that wrestles is almost surreal. And I really almost connect to it. I don't know if that's weird to say as a grown adult that I'm connecting to the wrestling characters, but it's true. And I think it's really good. And Dick Justice is a goddamn national treasure.
He is. He
is. Oh my God. If people can't appreciate comedy and wrestling after watching Dick Justice and Troy Nelson, you're lost. You're just lost. You're a blowhard and you're lost to me. So, it's so hard not to find that whole thing entertaining.
The whole match is great. It's just comedy wrestling at its finest. Dick Justice is phenomenal. He's quickly climbing up the ranks in my favorite wrestler category. So
absolutely, he's great. Also, another don't you dare shoulder shrug young Brett Domino, because he busts his ass down at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, and I was super impressed. This was the first time I'd actually seen him booked on a show, and he was great. He's so good.
I thought he did really good. He had he bumped really well. He had some cool moves. His facial expressions were real good.
That's exactly what I was going to point out. He is a killer straight man to play against guys like Troy Nelson and Dick Justice, because he comes in and he's kind of underwhelming character-wise. He kind of has a tired face, but he got in there and doing the gunshot spots and stuff. His facials were amazing.
Yeah, I was impressed with both of those guys. Again, I hadn't seen them work before. They seem, relatively new, kind of just getting worked on shows. But yeah, Brett Domino and DL Hurst, I was impressed with both of them. I thought their in-ring work was really good. And again, like you guys said, their facial expressions, their acting, their mannerisms were very, very good. And I think that when you go up against a comedy duo like Whiskey Dick, some people will tend to kind of sell it a little too much, where it's okay,
exactly,
settle down.
Exactly.
But I didn't get that at all from these two. I thought that both these guys played it really, really well. And again,
absolutely,
their in-ring work I thought was great too.
It's tight.
DL Hurst, yeah, it was tight, man. DL Hurst, did a moonsault off the top, which I was like,
oh yeah,
oh shit, okay.
What about Brett Domino's drop kick to Troy's face?
Yeah. Yeah, both really good, man. Really good. I definitely see some big things from both of those guys. That'd be very cool. Breakout years for, this year. So, all right, where are we moving on to? What else we got?
We got MJF versus Matt Cross, the continuation of the feud that started at the Portland club there at the last show.
Yeah. Jesus, like such a good match. I like leaned over, I was, kind of cluing my wife in on like, who some of these guys are, and I just like leaned over and I was like, get ready, like both of these guys are like phenomenal. Like this is gonna be a hell of a match. So, and it was like, I
always find myself in the back row for MJF's matches.
Do you? Nice.
Yeah.
I think I could watch Matt Cross wrestle for just forever. Like it just like
he's so smooth. He's one of the smoothest dudes.
Yeah, super smooth. I don't think I've ever seen him make a mistake. Like he's so good. And then MJF, man, talk about personality. I mean, he's so good. Like he's just so good. He is the guy that he makes you hate him, and you want to hate him, and you feel okay that you're gonna hate him. You're just like, yeah, he's like the Miz. Everybody loves him.
Oh, yeah.
But it's because you kind of hate him.
He's the kind of guy that will talk a 20-something-year-old dad into buying a T-shirt when he was clearly going to buy a different T-shirt, but he's talked so much smack and rooked one Dalton Hemingway into buying an MJF shirt right before he changed his damn working name. So I have a Maxwell Jacob Feinstein shirt.
Perfect.
when he's a Maxwell Jacob, and I look back, he was pushing those shirts because he was going to have to buy new merch.
Of course he was.
Hard
collector's item.
I think he owes me a new shirt, MJF.
Just
a new
put
shirt.
It in glass. Call it good.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's kind of strange in a match like this when my sister leans over and is like, "Who's the old dude with the beard?" And she might not have said old, but she may have said older, but to the same effect. And where do you start trying to explain who Matt Cross is? I'm just like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start, because a guy like that's been doing it for so long is just like, just watch, man. Just watch and enjoy, really.
Say that's Matt Cross. He's held all the titles.
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh no, all of them. All of them.
So, yeah, man. I was surprised. MJF kind of goes over here in a submission.
Mm-hmm.
In a submission that he's been doing quite regularly.
He had to cheat a little bit to get there.
Of course, in typical MJF fashion, for sure. But so he goes over Matt Cross. I'd love to see Matt Cross back. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but I'd love to see him back. MJF, it seems like he's kind of becoming one of these Limitless staples. He's been around a lot more now consistently, so hopefully that's a trend that will continue, and we'll see a lot more MJF in 2018. But
apparently with one Stokely Hathaway.
Yes. Oh yeah. I kind of
the Limitless shows.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
That's right.
Hathaway came out at the end, and I didn't catch a lot of it.
Just kind of a joining forces thing with that Darby Allin run-in.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. MJF and Stokely Hathaway are together in every other promotion, and he wanted them to be together in Limitless.
Well, that makes absolute sense.
Yeah, of course. And then Darby Allin comes out and knocks his block off. So seems to be like they're setting up a good feud between those two guys. So I look forward to that. That's
Kid's got fire. Kid's got fire.
you love that Darby Allin.
The kid got fire, man. He's got a primal fire deep in his bones.
Nice. Where are we going next? What do we have next here?
We've got the ladies match.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it Tessa
versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Right after intermission, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're right. They went to intermission, and then they came back with Tessa. Mm-hmm. Super good match. I thought this match was awesome. This match was like hard hitting, super hard hitting for a ladies match. I mean, not like they're soft or anything, but I mean, I was just like, holy shit! Like some of those spots were really stiff. like that code breaker from the top rope.
Boy, my God!
I thought Purrazzo like shattered her nose. I was like, whoa!
There were a couple of code breaker spots that looked a little sketchy throughout the night too. There was one later on too that was rough. Oof.
Yeah, but a super entertaining match. Like I mean, it was a nice change of pace to like see two ladies kind of go at it like that, where they're just like they were hitting each other like really hard. It seemed so.
Tessa Blanchard's a star. She's gonna have a WWE Women's Championship around her waist sooner than later.
I'm surprised that. I guess I'm always surprised that she hasn't been signed yet. I thought that she was like a shoe-in for the Mae Young Classic. I thought that she, when she got booted out in the first round, I was really surprised.
Well, she faced Kari Sane in the first round, so.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they should have and could have like designed it a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. I just thought that she was, on the fast track to the finals just because she's super marketable. I mean, she's a hell of a wrestler. She's gorgeous. It's like it's kind of everything.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous, Jonny.
She's got the family name. I mean, it's everything that WWE looks for. And I was just really surprised that she didn't go far at all in the Mae Young Classic.
Both of these ladies have super over boyfriends. So
yes, yep.
Who is Deonna Purrazzo with?
Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Or Marty Squirrel, as my son would say.
Ooh.
Yeah, I tweeted that recently, and Marty Scurll actually he liked it. He thought it was funny. So that my son calls him Marty Squirrel. Any graphic designers out there want to take Marty Scurll and make him a cartoon squirrel? I think that would be funny.
I'm on it.
3 ideas.
I'm on it.
You're on it.
Yeah.
You're on it, Dalton.
You'll have it for next week. You'll have it for next week.
Mask.
Beautiful.
So, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I had never seen Deonna Purrazzo before.
How good is she, huh?
It's one of those things, like, this was a perfect match because this was right after intermission. And again, seeing this through my sister's eyes was interesting because she had seen the kind of comedy-ish trios match earlier with Alley Cat and Ashley Vox and all that. And to come back from 15-minute intermission and see like a hard-hitting, like technical wrestling match is just was so much different than the earlier women's match. And they really just like put on a clinic. They Deonna Purrazzo was voted Woman of Honor, Ring of Honor's Woman of the Year, something like that. Whatever.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can see why, man. Her packaging and everything, her packaging, like it's WWE, her packaging and her brand is like, it's such a good idea. She is like a human Ferrari. Like it's this really slick. Both of these women are just super slick in the ring and in terms of look and character and all of that. I was blown away. I'd seen Tessa Blanchard before at one of the Limitless shows, and she's just impossible not to be impressed by instantly, man.
I'd seen Deonna Purrazzo, on NXT, and I think I saw her on like a Shimmer event or Shine or one of those. And no, she's really good. I mean, WWE likes her. I think they just don't.
Oh, I can see why. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, they bring her in every once in a while for just like certain things, but it's usually like one-offs. But yeah, I do want to mention one more thing about this match is that like it was super ballsy too to put like the women right after the intermission. And that's not knocking the women either. That's actually just showing like, I guess I'm just trying to make a point to say like how great they were. Yeah, because it's like a lot of times you would want to you'd want to lead with like, to get people out of their seats again because you kind of had that cool down with the intermission. And
absolutely.
It's like, okay, we got to get the show back on, get the people back on their feet. And then you go with the ladies here, And some people might be like, oh, I don't know, it's a ladies match. It's like, no, this match fucking ruled. Like, this match was awesome.
That's an important spot right after intermission, man. Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah, so like super mad props to Randy for kind of designing that the way that it went down. So very, very
praise
cool.
Randy.
Yeah. Praise Randy.
Praise Randy.
So
how about this next match? The Dirty Daddy, Kris Dickinson.
Oh wow. I have a lot of thoughts.
Yes.
This was rough.
This is where it started to really fall apart for my wife.
Dude,
my wife was like,
"Oh boy,
both of these guys really scare me." Especially the guy with the devil mask on. Why are they chanting "Dirty Daddy"? Like, this is really that's when she got the most uncomfortable, I think, and it was all downhill from there for her. And this match, talk about stiff. I mean, these guys beat the living fuck out of each other.
My god, this was super rough because I had seen Kris Dickinson on a couple of the other shows, at least one of the other shows that I had been to, and I'm ashamed to say it, I'm not some hardcore indie guy for 20 years, but I hadn't seen or really heard of Eddie Kingston that much. So I didn't know what to expect, and they just started in, and I was like, oh no, one of these guys is going to die.
Yes.
And Kris Dickinson's chest looked like hamburger on his upper chest. It was, and it wasn't like crisp, like Ric Flair woo chops. It was like hard, ugly, meaty,
splashing. Yeah.
Oh, they were the meatiest chops I've ever heard in person. Like not something I'd wish upon my worst enemy, really.
Yeah. I mean, yes, before every chop. Hey man, I loved it. I thought it was cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this may have been one of, if not my favorite match of the night. And, so I think like some people would argue like, well, how many times can you see a kick to the chest? I could see a kick to the chest 1,000 times.
Oh my God. They were like harder and harder each time. It was like, well, somebody's heart is just going to stop. So.
Yeah, Kris Dickinson throws amazing kicks. Harmon, you know how much of a sucker I am for a good kick and how much I shit on bad kicks. Kris Dickinson has a good kick, man. Right to the chest, right with the shin, just smash. I was blown away. Very good. I think I've said it before in this podcast, but he is one of the few wrestlers that like legitimately scare the shit out of me. And I don't know if I would ever talk to him in real life. He looks like just a mean man. Mean man. Harmon, what do you think?
He's just so like unpredictable. Like whoever he's in a match with is going to be hurt at the end. He's
right.
Unpredictable. I mean, we've seen it. We saw it with who was it? It was Renee.
Yeah, Renee Dupree.
Yes, that's the match I saw him in last at Limitless was Renee Dupree.
I mean, Renee Dupree's a big guy, and Kris Dickinson made him pretty much quit. Yeah, because it was too hard.
Yeah.
Did you catch what Eddie Kingston said on the mic afterwards? He cut a little 2-second promo.
I didn't actually. I didn't hear.
It kind of tied everything together with me because while I was watching the match, I was kind of. It was so stiff. It was almost like, are these guys like pissed at each other? Like
that's what I thought too.
I thought it was real heat, and I was like, oh shit. So I kind of got a little.
I turned around and looked at Jonny, and I was like, that was real.
Exactly. And they started a little bit of the chain stuff and like really kind of shooting on each other a little bit. But at the end, Eddie Kingston got on the mic and he said, I think he said something to the effect of like, I just want to say Kris already knows this, talking to Kris Dickinson. He's like, this one's for Giant Baba and All Japan. And it clicked in my head right at the end that they were doing one of those classic All Japan beat the fuck out of the other guy and just be okay with it kind of matches. And I think it was kind of a tribute to that All Japan style, that rough fucking hard style that the All Japan do.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I guess I didn't. I mean, I knew that he grabbed the mic, and since I just didn't make out what he said. But yeah, that makes tons of sense.
Yeah, because that's that style, man, and it's rough to see. And at a point in the show, if like say your wife or my sister are there, like that's the match where all the questions are gonna start coming up. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, are these guys okay?
Really fighting? Like, what is happening?
Is there an MMA match on the card? Like,
yes,
they were doing some of those like kind of brainbusterish suplexes and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, and I love the trash talking too, like you mentioned in the beginning of the match. Where, and one that stood out was when Dickinson said, like, hey, I thought you knew how to wrestle. Sure doesn't seem like you know how to wrestle or something like that.
It looks like they were rolling a little bit and like just kind of seeing where it went. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And it didn't click until afterwards. And I was like, okay. So it was different too. And it was nothing like anything else on the card. And that's what I like about these cards so much, is that there's a little bit of everything. It's really variety showish. And I think that's how wrestling shows should be. Yeah. Big picture, getting into wrestling theory, but
oh, we could do a whole other show on that. My goodness,
I love it.
Goodness. Oh man, where do we go from here? What do we have? What's
up next? We got the dream team of Christian Casanova, Mr. Grimm, and the debuting Austin Theory with Stokely Hathaway against the Thick Boys, Jay Freddy and John with their partner, all ego Ethan Page, the extra thick boy. So
I like these boys. They got fire.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about the pairing of Ethan Page and the Thick Boys, and I don't know why. I don't know.
You were worried about that?
Well, I guess. Before
the match,
man, I don't know what my concern was about it, but as soon as it happened. It's too thick, and it was too thick.
It proved too thick.
It ended up being too thick for the bottom rope. Which they broke
R.I.P. bottom rope.
Oh my goodness. A super entertaining match. Ethan Page and the Thick Boys worked together very well. I don't know what my concern was. It was amazing.
Highly entertaining.
Super entertaining. Yeah. And then
Ethan Page went for his like shooting stunner there and stepped on the bottom rope and it just snapped.
Yeah,
and I'm just lucky that it didn't it broke like right where we were sitting too. So I'm glad it didn't whip anybody. I
saw that. That was right in your corner.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was on the opposite corner, straight across from you guys.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, are they gonna like fix it like before
two matches left? Or, no way. No.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? What do we do?
Yeah.
Apparently it's like the only time Larry didn't bring an extra rope.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The only thing that I could think of that would make something in the match not work is like rope breaks are gonna be really like guesswork.
See,
that was my only thing.
Yeah. I said I leaned over to our buddy Greg, Gregulator. I said, you know what they should do for the main event is that they should have it end in a submission with somebody.
That'd be amazing!
Like reaching for the rope.
The ref's like, I can't tell.
Yeah, he can't break the hold because the rope isn't there. So yeah, I just thought it was like. But they already have something in place. But I was like, if they could do like a quick change or something, that would have been gold. That would have been money. Because then I
think in a regular match though that the rope, you don't actually have to touch the rope. You have to break the plane of the ropes.
Yes.
Get a foot under them, get a hand under them, something.
Well, it's. I think that's debatable because I've
Harmon, enough with the logic. All right, it's wrestling. Come on, dude.
2 seconds ago,
there was a catnip spot.
That's true. There was a catnip spot, but no, I've seen. You've seen that spot where the manager or whatever's like pulling the rope away from. the person
that's very true.
So that's what I was thinking of.
Good point. So, I had a couple little notes here. Christian Casanova has the best damn gear in wrestling that I've seen live.
It's pretty fly.
He had this black and metallic glittery gold Egyptian type stuff with his silhouette. Hot shit, dude. Loved it.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, never seen him before. Dude looks like $1 million cash.
Dude's got NXT written all over him.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
And I saw the pictures of him. They had some pictures of him announcing that he was booked for the show, and he did not look as big as he was, dude. That dude's jacked. Looks like John Morrison. Like John Morrison ripped. Like, damn. Dude. Yeah, and Mr. Grimm, I was calling it. I was like, Dion, this is my sister. I was like, Dion, Mr. Grimm, the scary dude with the Punisher skull, does a 360 tombstone. She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, watch. And he didn't pull off his finisher in the match, and it was very depressing because it's very impressive to see.
I haven't seen him do it. Yeah, he hasn't done it in a long time.
It's a shame. It's like oh no, go ahead, Jonny.
I was just gonna say it's like he teased us that one time that he did it, and then
out of nowhere, and it was a wild corkscrew, and I was like,
it's like the GTS. It only happens once in a while.
Yeah. It's one of those moves too that I've seen a few people do lately because Okada and New Japan sometimes will bust out the big 360 tombstone. So it's a really impressive move. So I hope he brings it back or something, man. It was rad.
Yeah. I like everybody on the Dream Team. I think that they're all fucking awesome. I mean, again, I was super impressed with Austin Theory. I think that guy the sky's the limit for that guy.
He can go wherever he wants and look good doing it, man. No jokes.
Yeah.
AR Fox told us about Austin Theory like a year and a half before.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny. If you listen back to our episode with AR Fox, we interviewed him for like an hour, like in the parking lot, and he told us about Austin Theory, and of course at the time, like, we just didn't think much of it, and now shoot ahead a year and a half, we're watching him wrestle, and we're like, holy shit, like AR Fox was not full of shit.
That's the guy.
That was amazing. Like,
whoa.
I mean, it's just cool to like have that, on tape, and then and then it comes to fruition, and it's very cool. So so who went over here? Thick Boys and Paige go over, right?
Thick Boys go over, and they celebrate with the split bottom rope.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Too thick. Too thick. Yeah.
Too thick, man.
Yeah. Cool. And then up next we got Massage Envy, right?
Massage Envy versus the Workhorsemen.
Workhorsemen.
Oh, dude, this was pretty rad.
Drake and Anthony Henry. This might have been my favorite match. I don't know.
Nice.
James Drake, watching him work, he's awesome. And so Anthony Henry, so good.
I mean,
James Drake is a hoss.
So good.
Yeah.
I appreciate a good hoss. A big man who knows how to throw his weight around. There's nothing better in professional wrestling, I don't think. Scrappy underdogs and big, huge hosses.
Yeah. One thing that made me really happy that night was something that James Drake said during the match. I don't know if you guys caught this, but one of the Massage Envy guys was taking off his shirt. Like, the match had already started. So the guy that was like on the outside for Massage Envy, he's taking off his shirt, and some woman from the crowd says, "Yeah, take it off. Take your shirt off." And James Drake, who is like working the other guy, he just yells at her, goes, "I already did."
I love it. There's I think on these indie shows, like they put so much into I don't want to sound like Cornette, but into like shenanigans and stuff. Like, I noticed not a lot of crowd work, not a whole ton of crowd work, and it's kind of a shame because someone who can in the moment, in the heat of the moment, can spout off some smart shit to people in the front row. That's as good as it gets, and I think it's super effective. And I think guys need to work on that more nowadays.
Yeah. Who was really good at crowd work was, and I haven't seen him back in Limitless since Dijak left, but was Mikey Webb.
Mikey Webb.
Yeah.
Oh, another staple of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
Yeah.
He's the nicest guy.
He is phenomenal at crowd work.
He's a clever dude. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like gyrating and shit, and like pointing at women, and like, I mean, that's he's great. Like, he's phenomenal.
Mikey Webb's the real deal, man.
I watched him in a triple threat match down in Rhode Island, where he sat out the entire match, just telling everybody else, "What? I'm not going to go in there and get hit. Are you crazy?"
Mm-hmm. When was this? Was this the other day, or when?
No, this was
Oh, this is wild.
Back in the spring, yeah. Back when Briggs and Malonis had their first matchup.
Yeah. Huh. Nice. What's Webb up to? We got what's he doing? Is he wrestling somewhere? Jeez, man.
I don't know. He was doing something with Ring of Honor. He had some, I think, dark matches for Ring of Honor or something like that.
Huh.
Not too long ago. I think he still had the dreads.
Oh yeah.
The braids, the cornrows, not dreads, cornrows. Sorry.
The British Bulldog.
Yes, which is not a good look. It does not age well. I don't think. No. I've not taken the Bulldog braids.
He does some stuff with the Monster Factory too.
Oh, does he? Yeah, very cool.
He gets around.
Jersey.
Yeah. Back to the match.
Massage Envy.
How entertaining is Massage Envy?
Perfect so mix of comedy and straight up. Those dudes could work, man.
Yeah,
Those guys
totally
are good.
Yeah, very good. They're becoming one of my favorite tag teams. They're so good, really good.
I'm really happy to see because they could get lost in the massage oil gimmick and stuff like that, and probably get over plenty fine with that. But the fact that they
are members of the Pull It Club, so.
Yes, the Bullet Club.
Very true. I thought the dude was wearing a Bullet Club shirt, but I was a couple beers in at that point. I look away and he had it off, and I was like, oh, whatever. Maybe he likes Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club.
Yes, the Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
But I'm just impressed that they have a nice balance of kind of the comedy gimmick, and their comedy spots are clever and they're really funny. And
yeah,
it's funny. I love them. When they finally got down to doing their slide job, in the ring, they didn't have any oil and he had to do it dry.
Oh man!
Oh yeah!
Oh, goodness, man! Yeah, fun match though. Really fun match.
Good times.
Massage Envy goes over, which surprised me a little bit. Just because Henry and Drake, they're such an established exactly. Mm-hmm. They're such an established champion, former champs tag team that I was just surprised that Massage Envy would get the nod, but they did, and I loved it. I thought it was cool. But yeah, I like both of these tag teams very, very much. So.
Yeah.
So we got main event next. Main event.
Oh boy.
Bring it. Who wants the first crack at it?
Oh boy, Harmon, you want to take a crack at it first?
We've got Ace Romero, JT Dunn, Josh Briggs, and that son of a bitch Anthony Greene.
Damn it!
In a four-way to see who is going to be billed as the ace of Limitless Wrestling. JT Dunn only a couple of losses to his name. I don't think he lost at all last year though.
He did not.
Josh Briggs only has, I think, one loss, and it was to JT Dunn at Locker Mess Festival this year. Anthony Greene, undefeated in Limitless. He only lost in a tag team match. And Ace Romero's only got the losses to AR Fox on his belt, and those are nothing to sneeze at. So, very, very accomplished gentleman here in this match. And it quickly turned into who wants to beat up AG first.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
AG accompanied by Brett Domino and DL Hurst.
Back from the stretcher job.
Right, who were quickly sent back to the locker room. Not allowed to hang out. So,
good call, Tony P.
Tony P. Tony P. I love Tony P. Can we talk a bit about Tony P? I like Tony P as a ref. He's my favorite ref, by the way. I don't know. I hear
he's a juggalo.
I think he is a juggalo.
Wait. Is Tony P the small ref or the tall, skinny ref?
Small, skinny ref.
Small, skinny ref. Okay.
Yeah, chin strap kind of.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, I liked him. Yeah. He was good. Yeah, I liked him a lot. Good.
His facial expressions are great. Always looks surprised at the action. He's fantastic. I like him a lot. But yeah, he's a juggler.
Yeah,
so that's
not the other one. not Eric Greenleaf, who's actually blind.
Eric Greenleaf.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. All right, so where are we going, Harmon? What was your thoughts on the main event here?
It was nuts. I mean, I kind of wish they'd kept it more around the ring because they moved off to the corner of the building and we couldn't see too much.
Yeah.
What we did see, though, was JT Dunn climb on top of the lockers and just launch himself through the air.
Yeah.
And then,
oh boy,
somehow like AG got JT Dunn back to the ring and just filled the ring with chairs and went for a suplex.
Suplex. Yep. Suplex.
But ended up getting suplexed off the top by JT Dunn instead on top of the chairs, which wrecked both of them.
That is the moment where my wife decided to go read her book in the car. She was like, I can't handle this. Like, there's a shit ton of chairs in the ring. These guys are going to kill each other. I've already seen a guy jump off the locker. So she's like, I'm out of here. I can't. Just come to the car when this is over. And I was like, okay, see you later. So yeah,
that's amazing.
Hey, she gave it the old college try, and it wasn't for her. So
all the way to the main event. If she's not impressed by jumping off of a locker, then she might as well go read the car in the book.
Yeah,
the book in the car rather.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, man, this match is great. A lot of wild spots like that. I agree with you, Harmon. I appreciate that they're kind of using the area, but yeah, I mean it's. It's hard to see, it's ground level. You're kind of like, oh, what's going to happen? Oh, there's a guy in the lockers now, which is cool. But yeah, and they were just all over the place. Out of nowhere, like friggin' Ace and Briggs just like come burrowing like through the crowd. I was like, oh my God, you guys are right here. Jesus. So,
while you guys were on the far side, those guys were about 6 feet behind me. Yes. I was in that corner, and it was just a chop fest. And JT Dunn getting to the top of those lockers, Josh Briggs went to chokeslam him through one of the merch tables. As Josh Briggs lifts JT Dunn lands feet first on the plastic merch table, gives him a kick, goes to jump onto the top of the lockers, and right as his feet leave the table, ascending to the lockers, the merch table under his feet collapses.
Oh, no.
And he just makes it to the top of the lockers for the locker spot.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that is such lucky timing with the table collapsing.
You couldn't plan it like that.
I'll have to send you a message on Facebook Messenger after, because I got that exact spot in the prep on my Snapchat story and I saved it.
Oh, so nice. Very good.
I'll have to send it to you. It was nice. But yeah, it was kind of wild. There's always at least one match that gets a little hectic out in the crowd, and that's nice. Good change of pace. They kind of saved all the chaos in the crowd for at the end, really.
Yeah.
Most of the end was kind of a melee.
Yeah. AG rolls up JT Dunn with a handful of shorts, a handful of trunks, and gets the 3 count. But that really wasn't the end. I mean,
Can I say though, before we say that, I want to say that I really enjoyed that AG kind of got that kind of win. I love when like a scrappy heel
cements him as the biggest dick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I like when like a heel of a smaller stature than the guys that he is. I mean, obviously, like besides JT Dunn, but I mean, he's in there with like 2 behemoths in Briggs and Ace, and he comes out with like a roll up, like a smart, like a roll up for a win. I just think I love that kind of. I love that kind of outcome. Yeah,
it's Miz.
It's Miz.
Good.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, Harmon, keep going. What happened next?
Some music started playing. Some people recognized it.
Yes.
Some people
I did not.
Harmon had just seen the same thing.
Teddy Hart comes out, and he's got the ice around his neck, and his watch is all shiny, and he's cutting a promo on these guys saying they're not all that.
Yeah, Teddy fucking Hart. That's crazy. Crazy. So he challenges JT Dunn, Ace Romero, and Josh Briggs at the next at the next event, and he's bringing some of his boys with him. So
just Sami Callihan and AR Fox.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Wait, is that confirmed?
It is confirmed.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Yes,
I didn't know that was confirmed.
So you're gonna have Team Strong Style, which is Briggs, Ace Romero, JT Dunn, versus what I'm calling the Innovators of Offense. Sami Callihan, AR Fox, and Teddy freaking Hart.
Wow, that beefs up the book talent for the next show a lot. A lot.
Yeah, so that's going to be on March 30th. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be nuts. That's going to be a crazy main event for that card. Man, 6 dudes who are, arguably, at the top of any indie card, running today. Like those 6 dudes are going to be there. So very, very cool.
I can't wait to see Sami Callihan get after like Ace Romero or something like that. That's especially something like Sami Callihan and AR Fox teaming up on an Ace Romero or a Josh Briggs, some of those bigger dudes. Like it's going to be wild. It's going to be very wild.
Yeah.
Sammy and Ace have gone to war before, so.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it live though. I'm like, man. This is like first day front row purchase tickets for this next show. Like, no.
Yeah, this will be wild. Yeah, this is gonna be a wild show. So cool, guys. That's that was World Is Ours. I thought it was phenomenal.
Loved it.
Yeah, loved it. Limitless is doing everything right now. They're bringing in just the biggest and baddest friggin' indie stars on the planet right now. So it's pretty awesome, man. It's a fun time to be a pro wrestling fan in New England, and
best.
I'm gonna be bringing my stepfather to the next one. So
nice, yeah. I'm gonna try and get a few more guys.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, my sister and her boyfriend and my dad and at least 2 or 3 of my friends are coming. I'm bringing a whole party. You mean the whole family, guys?
It's a family event. Nice.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So that's about it. This is where we leave you guys. This is it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. We don't have time to talk about the WWE, but there are plenty of websites to talk about those guys. So
yeah. Well, we can we'll get into some WWE next week because that'll be after the Rumble, and we can talk a little bit about.
Hey, who won't be in the Rumble?
Who's that?
Enzo Amore.
Oh my God!
Ooh. I'd say too soon. No, fuck him.
Never. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck you, Enzo. I'll say it.
Yeah.
He might be in a different Rumble. Sub Block 9.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A butt rumble. Ugh, Jesus.
Whoa, fashion.
Yeah.
Coming in with the hot one-liners. Heenan over here.
Yeah. Bobby.
More like a butt rumble.
More like a butt rumble. Yeah. Fucking Enzo.
Whoa. I like that, Johnny Fashion.
What a piece of shit that Enzo is. But anyway, yeah, he's not going to be in the Rumble. And but yeah, we'll talk about the Rumble next next week. But how about this? Because we won't talk about the Rumble until after. Quick predictions for the Rumble. Who wins it? Who wins the men's? Who wins the men's and the women's? Bring it.
Oh, that's right. Oh boy. Women should be Asuka. It shouldn't be anybody but Asuka.
I'm gonna go Asuka too. Yeah.
It'd be silly. Unless
it's gonna be Ronda Rousey.
No, stop it.
There's either going to be a huge surprise with the women's or the men's. So Ronda Rousey is not out of the question. I wouldn't doubt it, man. That's not outlandish. But Asuka for the women's, definitely. Men's, I don't know, fucking Teddy Hart. He's
yeah.
Some people will recognize his music. Dalton won't, but I'm guessing Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart. He's popping up everywhere these days.
Yeah. Harmon, you got any predictions for the Rumble? For the Rumbles?
I don't know, man. It's tough. I'm gonna go The Miz.
The Miz. I'd love a Miz win at the Rumble. I don't think that'll happen, but I'm gonna say Jesus. I'm gonna say The Miz. No, I don't know. It's just
Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart. No. I think Braun Strowman will win the title. Is that crazy to say?
No, dude, he should. Braun's the best.
He's in the triple threat match.
What's that?
He's in the triple threat match. I don't think he's going to be in the Rumble.
No, I said I think he's going to win the title.
Oh.
I think he's going to win the title.
I would love to see it, man. I would love nothing more.
Yeah. As far as a Royal Rumble winner, Jesus, I would like it to be a surprise. I would love to see Daniel Bryan come back and win, but that's not going to happen. It's just like my fantasy.
Just don't. Fashion, just don't. That's too soon. That's too soon.
I know. Still. They're going to do something stupid with it, like have Randy Orton win it or something.
Oh, not again. 2 in a row.
It's going to be John Cena.
I think it's Cena. I've heard rumors of Shinsuke, so I don't know how I feel about that, but
come on.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Well, no, Vince thinks he's too Japanese. Come on.
Yeah.
They can't speak English.
No. I wish that if KO or Sami Zayn were like in it and not in like the championship match, I would say that one of them would win it because that they would, but I pick Sami Zayn like every Royal Rumble every time, but he's not in it. But anyway, so those were our half-assed vague predictions for the Royal Rumble.
Teddy Hart, my words.
Yeah. So, all right.
You guaranteed not to be there.
Yeah, right. Dalton, if people wanted to follow Dalton Hemingway on the World Wide Web, where would they do so?
I am on Twitter at Hardbuckle, and I'm on Instagram at Hardbuckle Hemingway. And as stuff starts gearing up, I'm going to be putting more stuff about the shows that I go to. I'm going to be putting more about my training. And if anybody needs a manager, or if like Josh Briggs, you need someone to like brush your beard or something, or oil Ace Romero up, I'm here, guys. Book me. I'll do it for free. It's like 40 minutes from my house. Calvin Strange, you need a manager? I'm here, buddy. I'm here for you. I'm just as classic as you. It's good. It's great. Anybody, you need something. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for this. This is great. You guys are doing awesome things for Maine wrestling in general, because you guys were there through the shit times, I'm sure. And
for sure.
It's good now. It's so good, and I'm glad that you guys are really capitalizing and doing something good with it.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks for putting us over there. Yeah. No, thanks for coming on. Absolutely. And thanks for listening to the show, and thanks for reaching out. And this will be a good partnership, I think, moving forward. We'll definitely have you back on. You're a funny guy, and
nothing would enrich my life on a daily basis more, Johnny.
Very cool, very cool. Listeners at home, you guys can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Main Event Pod. I'm on Twitter at Johnny Fashion. Harmon, where are you?
I'm at Harmon 316.
Fucking hell, you are. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. All right.
Aren't I?
Dalton,
Isn't that me?
Yeah, that is you. Yeah, that is you. Dalton and
yes,
Harmon,
Johnny.
thank you guys both for joining me tonight. It's
been
real nice.
Man. Thank you.
It's been real nice. I'm glad we got through our technical
You were
difficulties.
mistaken. You joined me.
That's right.
That's very true.
Technical difficulties. Harmon.
Praise Harmon.
Hosting.
Praise Harmon.
Praise Harmon.
You're welcome.
For hosting.
I don't know how you're going to get this video off the interwebs, but
I'll fucking get it.
Good luck with you.
Don't you worry. I'll fucking get it.
Do it.
Do it.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a good night.
Thank you, Harmon.
Review.
Yeah, listeners at home, thank you guys for listening. We will catch you later.
Bye.
Talking about wrestling from the day in the past. It's gonna be a blast. Johnny and Harmon are the Main Event Podcast.